Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and we're going to be looking at another Dragon Ball figure in the S.H.Figuarts collection today. I've covered a few of these over the past few weeks on my channel, and today we're going to be looking at one of my personal favorite characters from the original Dragon Ball series that predates Dragon Ball Z. This is Chi-Chi from the Kid era, or from the original Dragon. Chi-Chi, of course, the daughter of the Ox King, a former student of Master Roshi alongside Grandpa Gohan. She would befriend Goku and eventually become his wife. This figure depicts Chi-Chi as she appeared in the original Dragon Ball initially. Ox King's this big, strong, fearsome guy, but his daughter's just this cute little girl. If he's this super overprotective father, I'm not really sure why he's okay letting his daughter run around in nothing but a little metal bikini, but who am I to judge? Anyway, we're going to unbox this figure, and I will share my opinions. Nice close-up of the box here. You can kind of see the assorted bases that come with it, as well as the Dragon Ball. Nice little close-up of the figure holding a Dragon Ball there. All your credit information down at the bottom. Side of the box. Other side of the box shows off some of the pieces. Back cover goes into a description. And I'll read some of these passages here. A full array of interchangeable hand and face parts allow for expressive portrayal of the anime. S.H.Figuarts is a new standard figures series that uses the art style of Tamashii Nation's action figures to successfully pursue character expression through humanoid action. Super modeling. Masterfully crafted sculpt accurately depicts the character form in meticulous detail. Super action, dynamic articulation enables recreation of iconic action sequences from the anime. So yeah, you got your standard English text there, which is to be expected when you're buying products like these that are imported. Then you got the additional credits on the little tabs in there for Tamashii Nations. Now you've also got a stand in here that you can put together. Generally, only the smaller characters in this line seem to come with stands, but I am glad to see that Chi-Chi got one here as well. So here she is on her plastic backing card. There's a face sheet here that we got to take off to get to everything underneath. And I'm trying to open this slowly because I don't want the pieces to go everywhere. And we actually got it off without too much trouble. Okay, first of all on the card, there's a little swiveling piece here. This goes with the stand that's included. So you just hook this into here, got the little clamping end, and then this plugs into the middle on here. You can use that to hold up the figure. There's also two extra little ports here. You can knock those out and put the stand in there if you so prefer. So that's one thing to consider. And of course, I'm trying not to make a mess here. The figure has fist hands on by default, but there's a few other different hands here included as well. You got the two finger together hands, when she does that energy attack with her helmet. She's got open hands, and she's also got one hand that's an index finger pointing. And we've got three heads for the figure. She's got her sort of default neutral look by default. Got a slightly mouth-open grin there. Got her more angry mouth-open pose there. Then she's got her eyes closed pose right there, like when she's going to do that energy attack we mentioned earlier. And then, of course, she could also throw the blade on her helmet like a projectile as well. She decapitated a dinosaur like that on the show. She has a 2-star Dragon Ball here. Technically, she should come with the 7-star Dragon Ball, because that was the one that was inside Ox King's palace in the episodes where they're introduced. And now we'll get to Chi-Chi herself. I'll show off the figure as well as some of my personal opinions. Here she is. And honestly, the costume and the helmet design with the removable helmet blade, I really like the attention to detail and how it looks accurate to the show. However, sadly, the cape is a really flimsy, cheap little piece of plastic. I am glad they at least sculpted the figure under there as well. I didn't just leave that blank, but I wish they'd gone a little more into something quality with that instead of just giving us the cheapest possible option. Yeah, her head rotates as well. That can also somewhat rotate up and down. And then got her shoulder pads here as well, her top, ball joint arms there, as well as articulated elbows. The hands can swivel as well. Like I showed you earlier, we've got interchangeable hands. We'll try a few of those out in a minute. She's got ball joint legs. Yeah, knee articulation, of course. The tips of her toes you can actually push upwards, and then the feet can rotate slightly because they're on little ball joints. And there you get a general idea of how she looks. We'll try out some of the interchangeable pieces now. I'll actually give her the interchangeable hand piece so that we can put the Dragon Ball in her hand. Unfortunately, these Figuarts figures, they don't really have any way of really gripping the Dragon Ball. I wish they came with a separate hand that was gripping its own Dragon Ball, because that would make this a lot easier and more convenient for display. But again, we'll do what we got here. Got to look at these hands just to know which one goes where. Okay, so we got our left hand in the open hand formation there, and we can fit the Dragon Ball on there so that she can hold it. But again, like you just saw, she can't grip this, so getting her to hold that's a pain. If you really get the figure held still on the ground and get her open hand there, I mean, there are ways that you can do that, but it's just so hard to get her to hold that. I probably wouldn't even bother. One other issue I do have with the figure, there's some very cheap looking spots, like the points of articulation, like in the knees, are very obvious. And like when you start moving around, like her torso and her chest, like you can actually see little hollow spots. You can see inside the figure, and that to me just seems very cheap, especially for an S.H.Figuarts figure. Like you look under her shoulder pads and it looks really cheap under there. You can look in and see the points of articulation that stick out like a sore thumb. And that's a shame, because I really do expect something a little better from the Figuarts collection, especially considering I think I paid damn near $60 for this figure. I'm going to switch on the two-finger hands real quick. And again, you got just the smallest little ball joints there that you put her hands on, so that can be kind of a pain at times, but we'll get these on here. And I think it's about time for us to switch out her face, try one of those other face plates, as soon as I get this hand in here. And since she's going to do that, and the whole head arrangement's kind of weird. I really wish they just had interchangeable heads instead of interchangeable face plates. So, like, yeah, that comes off, and then you have to pull the front and back off, and her little hair piece remains on there. Right there, we take her face out of here. We're going to put that sort of angry, shrieking face, because we're going to have her doing her helmet attack. Okay, we just fit that in there. And we're going to put our helmet blade back on there. And there we are, just like the show, getting ready to fire her little energy beam out of the helmet. And why don't we try one more face on there, and then I'll try out the stand a little. And this time we'll put her angry face in there. And then got that sort of vengeful look on her face. Of course, she's so cute it's hard for her to look angry, but and there we got our piece here, just like she just threw that. You can actually use the stand to try to hold this. There's not really any easy way to get it to hold this piece because there's no real decent gripping spot, but here's our stand. Like I said, you can actually change where you put this in by taking out those two pieces there. I'm just going to leave it here for the purpose of this video. And like I said, only the smaller figures seem to come with stands. Like, I have a Kid Krillin figure that came with a stand as well. So there, I just clamped around her belly there so she's held up. I'm going to put her helmet blade back in. And there you can sort of experiment with poses, try to find out what you like best. It's a little awkward having this grip around her because she's got that cheap cape on the back. But I do like that they have included a stand. I wish more figures in this line would come with those. So overall, how do I feel about this Chi-Chi figure? I think the costume and the face plates pretty much look perfect. I think they do the character justice in that regard, but there's those cheap hollow spots where you can see inside the figure after you move it in a certain direction, which really shouldn't be a thing on any toy, especially not an S.H.Figuarts toy. And then, again, cape is made out of that cheapest little vinyl plastic possible. And then, on top of that, the cape alone makes it hard for her to be gripped by the stand here. And then the helmet and interchanging the face plates is a pain. I really wish that had interchangeable heads, even if it was just like one blade you had to switch between helmets. So I will say, if you find this figure for a decent price, definitely pick it up, but don't go out and pay the full like $60 for it, because I don't think it's quite worth that amount. Are you a Dragon Ball fan who collects the figures? Have you picked up anything in the S.H.Figuarts collection yet? Have you got this Chi-Chi toy? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, because I'm always posting new videos. And give this one a like if you found it helpful or interesting. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you next time.